What's up, everyone? This is Alan, and we got Saif here. We are at TB Wrestling Casuals. Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe on the bottom right-hand corner over there. And find us on Spotify and wherever else you can do. Give us a like. I already said that, right?
Keep liking, keep liking, keep liking. I said
Keep
it 3
liking.
times over.
All right, we'll say it. We'll say it more, just so we can get a whole bunch of likes.
Likes,
I'll
dislikes,
take
whatever
3.
you got, comments. As long as there's interaction, we're happy with that. And it's our
Haters.
opinions. And
We like our one hater. You
we
like
should
your
have,
one hater.
yeah, it
We should have
fuels me
flipped.
up. We should have flipped on the other side. But hey, man, it's funny, because pretty much getting into the Elimination Chamber, I feel like a lot of the stuff that we discussed in the last episode really kind of played out, and I felt like maybe we all shared the same opinions on move leading up to WrestleMania, right?
Mhm.
What did
Yeah, I
you?
mean,
Were there any takeaways for you? Like, were there any surprises or takeaways?
first of all, no surprises. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing that I
Agreed.
got from this Elimination Chamber that was great was how good Tiffany Stratton was. That's it. Everything else was predictable. Everything was mid, as fans would call it. And I
Yes.
think they're playing it super safe leading it up to WrestleMania. So, I think they need to step up. All these international events, they're gonna sell out because these people are, craving matches because WWE doesn't go to them often. In the Vince
Mm-hmm.
era, everything was in the States. So anytime they do an international show, they should step it up. They don't have to play it safe anymore. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just need a little more twist in there, but that's just a fan in me. Were the outcomes predictable? Yes, but could there have been more twists inside the matches? I think so.
I agree because even just to talk about like the men's elimination chamber, the way the rivalries were set up, even within the match, were also kind of predictable. But in a way, it was nice. It's like what we expected. But to your point, exactly, it should have been something a little bit more twists and turns.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I did enjoy the event, but again, yeah, totally, it should have been a little bit more twists and turns.
Listen,
Yeah.
my ass got up, set my alarm for 4:59. I got up, I turned on the event. I don't think I should have. I should have just waited till Saturday day to watch it. I didn't think it was worth waking up to watch that. And kudos to all the UK Indian fans, everyone across the world waking up at 5 a.m. all the time to do this because they're more dedicated than I am, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I couldn't do it. I ended up watching it like 11 o'clock Eastern time, and then I was like, "Damn, how do people do this?" But just to go back to one other comment you made, Tiffany Stratton, definitely from last podcast, you mentioned like, "Oh, she's a dark horse, and she's gonna have a showing." I was like, how good of a showing can it really be within the confines of the chamber? She stole the event for me personally. The
Exactly. And
athleticism was amazing.
she was like the pro in there. She
Yes, she
literally looked
was.
like she participated in 20 elimination chambers already. Like nobody else came
Yes,
close besides Becky. I mean, Becky was the
yes,
clear winner, obviously. And
yes,
let's get into this match right now. I mean, obviously,
yes. Let's do it.
yeah, this whole match, right? Obviously,
Hmm.
Bianca, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Naomi,
Hmm.
and the man Becky Lynch, who we both predicted would win this match in a
Yes.
in a very high favorable outcome. The only woman who probably should have won at this point. But at some point during this match, I was like, maybe just give it to Tiffany. Screw it. Make her Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and honestly, Australia's, or maybe anywhere across the world, all the fans really cheer for like, just give us this win, just give us this win, kind of like, with the tag team match with Indy. I was like, just give them the title, just give them the title.
Right, with
Um,
these Australian
but
fans, they want to do a little
yeah,
hometown due diligence. So,
yeah, but I think yeah, Tiffany stole the show. Honestly, Liv was really great in there too. You know,
okay. Okay,
yeah.
first, I thought Liv was
Mhm.
great too. Do you think Liv should have pinned Tiffany?
No, no. I think Becky could have done that, but I think in a way it's interesting that Liv did it because Liv is in a revenge tour, right?
Hmm.
So her doing it would really bring some controversy to her, like a tweener, right? Because again, she's not neither heel or face, in my
Right.
opinion, like the way I see it. I don't see her in that sense. So, people definitely know there's a lot of love behind Tiffany going into this event. So, Liv eliminating Tiffany, I can see that happening, and I was okay with it, to be honest. Who did you
Okay.
think Tiffany should have been eliminated by? Let me get your opinion on
Well,
it.
I think I think Liv eliminated too many people. I think she eliminated two or three, right? In there, I'm not 100% there, but I think I know she's on this revenge tour. Everyone's WWE's trying to sell her crazy era, her revenge
Mhm.
era. Um, but yeah, I would have gave Becky the pin there. Honestly, I would have gave like to pin Tiffany would have been Becky for me at least.
Hmm.
But I get why they
Yeah.
did it, because maybe Tiffany is just not there yet. She's still a rookie. It's okay to be pinned by Liv. She loses nothing by getting pinned by Liv, so it's okay. I just,
Mhm.
I just wish, she had even a stronger showing. But that's just me being a fan for her. So
No, honestly though, you're right. Because now that I'm thinking back to it, right? Like when okay, I did not expect her to get pinned that soon, and it would have been amazing to seeing her be top three in
right,
the
because she came out
chamber.
hot.
She
Like the
came out
crowd
really
was,
hot.
she
Yeah,
was over. She was over. She was the favorite, like in terms of the crowd reaction.
yeah,
So
and
I just thought,
mm,
yeah, she should have had more.
right, and I think for me, Tiffany eliminating Naomi, right? That was really great. Um, And then I think her eliminating Liv would have been interesting too. But in my opinion, yeah, like top three, I can see them doing it. Them putting out a really good show, and I really like Bianca too in that match because typically I'm like, a little iffy on her sometimes, but honestly, all the women did really, really great. Like for the most part, I
Again,
wasn't too hot on Raquel, but yeah,
all right. Again, we always say the woman always just steal the show for whatever reason nowadays,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
keep saying it because it's true. Because their match was, the best match. Besides the little, Drew and Randy interact, a little fight at the end with everything that was happening. I thought the
Mhm.
women's elimination chamber was the best match of the show.
Yeah, I really enjoyed well, so versus the men and women, yeah, definitely I think the women, again, it just going back to unpredictability, it's just like the men's it's predictable and it has to be at this point, right? Like with the World Heavyweight Championship, maybe not so much, but it was a clear winner in that match because of just how the WWE title is being set up. So I think for the men's, hopefully after this year, it isn't as predictable next year and moving forward. But while Roman is champion, is just going to be as predictable as anything.
Right, but predictable is not necessarily bad. I just
Hmm.
want all of creative to not have illogical flaws, which we'll get into with the Grayson Waller effect in just a little bit.
Okay.
Um, but I just don't like creative flaws. I don't like illogical ideas, and I don't like that they're making us accept certain things without explaining themselves. It's I just give me a second there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, but going back to the women's elimination chamber match, obviously when Tiffany Stratton was eliminated, the crowd started chanting bullshit. They hated it. They're like, why is Rodriguez still in there? Why is Morgan still in there? These kind of things. But she had a great showing. That Swanton off the pod was the highlight of
Yeah.
the match.
Hmm.
And the "This is awesome" chants came out. When those chants come out, typically it's a good sign. So I thought she had a great showing. She doesn't lose anything, and going into WrestleMania, I think she needs a good match to have someone to have her beat someone credible going into it.
You
Hopefully it's
think she
Bianca.
gets you think she gets a match at WrestleMania?
I
Tiffany.
hope so because she already got brought to SmackDown, and if you leave
Yeah.
her off the WrestleMania card, fans will start to, they're gonna be Tiffany
Mhm.
crybabies.
Yeah, they're gonna be Tiffany crybabies. And I think, what do you think about the the men's elimination chamber versus the women's? What were your like takeaways? Because I just, again, like just getting into the predictability of things, Randy being, injured after that DDT and, tweaking his back, it just seemed like, oh God, he's gonna get eliminated for sure. It's not like he was gonna win. And so a lot of the predictability was just, I don't know. I just wasn't too much of a fan of the elimination chamber for the men's. But it's funny because we knew that AJ was gonna come out and AJ was gonna have the rivalry with LA Knight. So the those kinds of things were okay. But for the women's, I just didn't understand why Raquel was in the picture. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, she won a last chance battle royal, and I get their decision to not put Jade now. I did say that I wanted Jade in the Elimination Chamber, but it's kind of like, yeah, do you have her take a pin too? We always talk about the top stars getting pinned at the wrong time, so I guess it makes sense that she wasn't in it. I just still wanted to see her in it.
I think Chelsea should have been in it.
Yeah, as a last
Just
chance battle royal, if you're gonna throw
yeah,
someone out there, Chelsea's more over than Raquel.
yeah, and then her coming out at the last second, and then while Raquel thinks she's about to win, that would have been like great. Chelsea's like, "Oh my god, I did it! No one expected it." And then, but we are behind her now. Tiffany and Chelsea, those are a little few fan favorites. So if Chelsea took a pin, that'd be okay.
Right.
Um, yeah,
So, did you like the ending of the match? Obviously, Bianca, Liv, and Becky at the end. It was a quick one, quick elimination for Morgan. I mean, for Bianca, and then quick
yeah.
elimination for Morgan, and then to have Becky win the match.
I thought it was pretty good. I think the top three and the way Bianca reacted to getting rolled up, I actually felt for her. I was, she's about to lose her WrestleMania moment. Um, and she did lose her WrestleMania moment you know, in that scenario. So I really enjoyed it. It was really action packed, and I shouldn't be surprised anymore at this point that how good the women are performing, um, at a higher
They're
level, and it's great.
Right. There's a few top women that always perform well, and you kind of don't think about them as the women and the men anymore. They're just
Yeah,
they're like the
just
highlights of the night all
athletes.
the time. So they're just athletes, the best athletes of the night sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's good for them. They made the right decision to have Becky win. Now the decision to have Becky win at WrestleMania is a negative for me. It will be Rhea Ripley overcoming Becky Lynch and having her place at the top of the WWE.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about trajectory wise, right? So with Becky Lynch, do you see her beating Rhea at
No,
all?
no, no. Rhea's winning. Rhea's winning. Rhea has to win.
I totally
Becky
agree.
winning, yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. Go on.
Becky
You're saying.
winning,
Hmm.
yeah. Becky winning is not. I don't think it does anything for Becky anymore. She doesn't need to be a top dog. She already had her time. She had her WrestleMania moment. Rhea won last year to have her WrestleMania moment, but this year, kind of like a Roman thing. It's kind of like solidifying her place at the top of the women's division.
Hmm.
And then you can start all your new storylines with all the up and coming. And maybe she can do the same for Tiffany in 3 years' time, 2, 3 years' time.
It just makes sense, right? Because um, you had Becky lose to Nia, right, and then Rhea not dominating, but like putting up a really good fight against Nia and winning. It just makes sense for her to win. Again, although it may be slightly predictable and passing off some sort of a torch, um, I think it'd be nice to see the twists and turns in that WrestleMania moment. I'm sure we will, but I'm really excited for Rhea to really solidify herself. And Nia was a great threat too, and I'm also really impressed with Nia. She, from Botch Baby or whatever to where she is now. I think she definitely improved. I would say she definitely showed up and definitely impressed me personally.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the main event of the night.
Yeah.
It's just I guess we'll get into that in just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the women's elimination chamber predictable. We got the outcome that we wanted, and we're gonna get the WrestleMania match that everyone wants. Whether or not people want Becky or Rhea to win is up for debate.
Hmm.
But next match coming in, undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. We got the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus not British Strong Style anymore. I guess they're
Yes.
called the New Catch Republic, Tyler
Yes.
Bate and Pete Dunne. And then Dominic Mysterio coming out and doing his
Hmm.
thing. Dude, the booze that he got, he can do anything he wants now. Ultimate Heat and even better in Australia. So I thought this was a great match. Everyone did their part. Finn Balor either really dislocated his thumb or was selling really well because by the end of the match he was clutching that thumb.
Yeah.
And New Catch Republic, they're going to be future tag team champions very
Man,
soon.
I gotta tell you, and I gotta be honest, that was my favorite match of the night. And I probably should have started
Yeah,
with that first. Like, what was our favorite matches of the night? But to me, yeah, that tag team match put me in the edge of my seat. Although you knew the outcome, again with the twists and turns, I was like, wait, who's gonna win? Although you just hope you're wrong, you know. So as a fan, I was very happy. Man, that guy Tyler Bate is a freaking like so good
he's a
with his body,
he,
like so good,
he's a killer. Like he does nothing wrong in the ring. Do you see how professional and how safe, but also how crazy his moves are? It's
dude.
ridiculous.
I
He's
was
over. I mean, with me.
yeah, totally. I mean, how did you like the match though? Like the ending? How did you like the finish of it?
It was great. I thought the outcome was what I thought it was going to be. You know, Judgment Day should have won, but at the same time, New Catch Republic did not lose anything in losing. There's never a
Hmm.
shame in losing when you have a performance like that. You know, the aerial moves, the getting everyone on the top rope, doing their double moves, kind of everything in between. They're the epitome of tag team wrestling right now, and Triple H loves his tag team wrestling. It's not like Vince where you kind of shove tag team wrestling on the kickoff show all the time, even though we
Yeah,
had a women's tag team match on the kickoff. But for the
with
men's
India.
tag teams, he's gonna really elevate them. And these are his NXT guys, right? These are his tried and true black and gold NXT. So it was a good finish. Priest hitting his finisher South of Heaven on the off
On
the
the
second rope
turnbuckle.
was good.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then with the coup de grace to finish, I think that was good. It was a good finish.
Man, I'm so excited for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Man, like you see really good wrestling, but they're just so good with their body. They just know what they're doing, and every move is like entertainment wrestling. Like that was entertainment wrestling. It wasn't like, okay, I have to do this and then I have to do that next. And then I have to do this call out, do this audible. You know what I mean? Like it was just
Yeah,
like
no one's
pure, yeah.
thinking.
No one's thinking.
Yeah, you have Prince Devitt, right, doing his thing, right?
Yeah.
Damian Priest is improving by the day, although he might not be over as a future world heavyweight champion.
Hmm.
He's still very good in the ring. He's great. So there was nothing bad to say about this match in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I'm here for it. I'm here to see what happens next. I would love to see DIY have a little bit, few more rivalries with the new tag team, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I'm really excited for them. And I can't wait to see what happens next. But Tyler Bate, man, that dude's a hero. That dude's a champ. He's killing it. And that was actually my first time watching him wrestle. I didn't really watch him too much in NXT live or
Really?
anything. Yeah. Yeah, like I've seen
Oh man.
yeah, I've seen highlights and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to. Actually, that's not true. I've seen him in SmackDown maybe once or twice, but that showing and that caliber stadium with this caliber professional wrestlers, y- fan. I'm a fan right now.
Yo, you got to go back and watch Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate for the NXT UK Championship. By God, let me tell you, that was a great ass match. And you can watch some of Walter's matches too, Gunther's old matches,
Yeah,
dude. It's crazy. They're all so good over there, and the
yeah,
crowds are
yeah,
always red hot. So
for sure, for sure.
um, now going into WrestleMania, these tag team championships, who did they lose to, or who did they beat at WrestleMania?
Ooh, very good question. Very good question. I want Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate to really get
for a
into
rematch?
for a rematch, yeah. To get into WrestleMania,
Okay.
yeah, like at either the brink of winning or winning, because I could see them. Tyler Bate, man, that dude is freaking good. Like he is so good. That's who I
Okay.
see. Yeah.
I got I got the Miz and R-Truth taking the titles at WrestleMania.
That makes sense too. I totally forgot about our truth. I
Yeah.
really wish he showed up, man. Now you're
he
right.
no, he went to
Ugh.
Austria, bro.
Right, right, right.
He showed up in Austria, not Australia. He got a little
Look,
he
got a
flew
little
to the wrong
confused.
place. He got a little
Nah, nah.
confused.
We
So,
were in the wrong place. He was in the right place.
yeah, exactly. Everyone was wrestling in the wrong place. We were supposed to go to Austria. So, man, I got the Miz and R-Truth winning, and R-Truth winning, holding those tag team titles up. That's kind of like Sammy winning. I mean, not Sammy. Yeah, Sammy and Kevin Owens winning last year.
How do
So
you
that's gonna be their little moment.
how do you think they bring this back up in the rivalry? I do. Yes, you're right. Like Miz and R Truth would have to be it, but how do you think they get back into this matchup for WrestleMania? Do you think it's like a triple tag team qualifying match or some kind, or is it just like a open challenge kind of thing, and carries on the rivalry?
I don't think it's an open challenge, but I think R-Truth continues to have his little rivalry on Monday nights with
Hmm.
the Judgment Day. He was in the multi-man tag team match last week, and so I think he's gonna really want to take something back from them. And it's kind of like a little kid overcoming his bullies.
Yeah,
And that's what he's trying to do. He's pulling off the Sami Zayn and the Bloodline vibes. So I think it's less of a qualifying match and more of just like a rivalry going into WrestleMania. Like, hey, we're gonna shut you guys down. I'm tired of this. Like from the Judgment Day side,
that's fair.
and then
Yeah,
the Miz backing up R-Truth will be like, hey, put your titles on the line too. We know we can take it from you.
yeah. You think so? You think they actually win, and then how long do you think they carry on that title? Like it would make
Maybe
sense.
like a week or two.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
like a week or two, and then maybe DIY turn heel and take it from them, or New Catch Republic take it from them too. Yeah, either or.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think R-Truth has a good WrestleMania moment there lurking.
Oof. Nah, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. That's great.
Yeah, it's like Zack Ryder winning the
U.S.
Intercontinental
title.
or US whatever, and then
Yeah,
losing it the next day, right? But you can do that. You can still have a WrestleMania moment, and if you don't want them as your champion, just take it away the next day in an
man.
open
That
challenge.
he was so over too.
Right? I mean, I'm waiting for him to come back. He's open.
Cardona.
Hopefully, they have open arms for him. Matt Cardona.
I'm here for it.
This leads into the next thing and the next segment on the show, which I absolutely hated, the Grayson Waller effect with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, and Austin Theory. Don't forget about him. He was the butt of the jokes there, joke of the
Hmm.
butt, whatever they call it. um, Theory trying to play his little heel thing, saying he tried Vegemite for the first time, Outback Steakhouse, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and just to have Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes come out, and all I was waiting for was for Cody to explain why he gave The Rock his main event spot originally and told Roman not at WrestleMania. I will be fixated on that point until they'll explain it. But I don't think they'll explain it. And that's the point. I don't like when WWE just kind of pushes it on the side and say, hey, this is what's happening, and you're just going to enjoy it. I just don't like creative flaws. And that was my creative flaw. He was going to explain it, if you noticed,
Hmm.
and it just didn't happen. And instead, he ended up saying, oh, I want a one-on-one match with you, The Rock. But okay,
Yeah.
Cody, when is it going to happen? When is that one-on-one match going to happen? It has to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And I think it's got to be the tag team, right? Because I got your back. We're gonna have the tag team match, but yeah, there wasn't really any explanation for it, and I didn't really understand that segment at all. It's just like a filler segment, pretty much. Because first off, Austin Theory making fun of Australia. Grayson Waller's Australian, right? And they're a tag
Exactly. So
team,
what? I don't get it. Exactly.
and then you
That's
take
why Grayson
yeah.
Waller Sorry, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no, 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 no. Go for it. Yeah, because I think we're about to say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean Grayson Waller kind of like just stood back
Yes.
and just let his tag team partner get beat. Well, because he's talking shit about Australia. So everything in that situation just didn't make sense. And you just let Theory pull a few Rock catchphrases, which was a little bit funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way he yelled was funny as he was being thrown.
Ah!
but um, but it didn't answer any questions. And now you're telling me that Cody wants a one-on-one match with The Rock, and you just said that they're gonna do a tag team, right? But he just demanded a one-on-one match, so it
Right.
can't be a tag team. But Seth is like, hey, hey buddy, I'm gonna help you out. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a tag team. I'll be by your side. But now, do we have Seth and Roman wrestling 2 times in a WrestleMania weekend? It makes no sense. The only person who should be wrestling twice, it has to be Cody.
Yeah.
So that's the face of the company now.
Right. And that would make sense. And I think, to your point, if we were to rework this, right? Say if we were the ones kind of like booking it or whatever, right? So say we go into WrestleMania night 1, it would have to be managers more than tag team partners, because if you're a tag team partner, you could get distracted in the match, or you could be kicked out, or pushed out to the side, broken through an announcer table, whatever, and you're unconscious. But as a manager, if it was like maybe 3v1 manager, whatever it may be, that way, maybe it's more helpful in that sense. So it is a one-on-one. I think you have managers on either end, like Seth protecting Cody, but then you have the entire bloodline. And then maybe Jay shows up, protects Cody as well, and then they have a WrestleMania 2 event, Jimmy versus Jay. I don't know, like, I'll see you at night 2 or something, and you could break out
Mhm.
that way
Well,
too.
I think Jimmy and Jay are being set up already.
Yes,
That's going to
totally.
be a match going in that they have to promote.
Absolutely.
But they might be outside on the corners of their respective uh, people they're defending.
Right.
Like Jay will probably be out there defending or kind of like canceling out Jimmy when Cody's facing The Rock, and then Seth is there to make sure Roman doesn't do anything crazy, right? And then now you have Solo still out there, and now you gotta neutralize that, but with someone. I don't know. Bring Goldust in. I don't know.
You know what's so funny? When I was watching this Elimination Chamber, I was just like, man, I wish Dustin was back. But as Dustin Rhodes,
I know.
you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah, not
natural,
Goldust,
the
right?
natural Rhodes. So I think that'd be pretty
Yeah,
good, and I would love for him to be back as that. But it is what it is, and we're here for it.
yeah,
It was all right. It was all right.
yeah. So at WrestleMania Night One, I could see Cody with Seth Rollins in the corner facing The Rock with Roman Reigns in this corner, and if Cody loses, The Rock gets to face Roman at Night Two.
Mm-hmm.
But if Cody wins, then he'll get to face Roman. It's kind of like the Daniel Bryan storyline again, where you have to beat Triple H to be in the main event. Very similar. And one thing to note also, Triple H basically called out The Rock in his promo last week
Mm-hmm.
by saying like everything goes through me, not The Rock, and all these powers beyond my power.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The Rock didn't respond to Triple H at all. I'm waiting for a response for there too, from them too. Like they think we're dumbasses, bro.
I mean, there's got to be something behind it, right? Like, again, like, I want to stick to my guns in terms of this had to be some sort of a plan. I really think that they don't think that we're that stupid. And the reason why I'm saying this is only because I'm putting faith in WWE to not think we're that stupid. That's that's
I lost
that's
mine.
right. I totally hear you. And just as another take, like, aside from that, as a devil's advocate, this is how I can see it, where maybe they don't think we're this stupid. There's like millions
Right,
and
but
millions. Yeah.
where's the explanation then? Why are they still not explaining why Cody said not at WrestleMania after multiple weeks?
Man.
They could have done it in Australia. They could have done it at any SmackDown or Raw.
Hmm.
But either way, no, Cody's just fighting Nakamura again. You know?
That was pathetic.
Like,
It's just like, how many times is Nakamura going to get buried? How many
right, so that's
times?
what I'm saying. It was a shoot that The Rock took over, but now they just made it into a work. So that's why I don't think any of that was a work in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like they're just kind of just never going to explain it. They're just going to assume that Cody took the main event spot because he won the Royal Rumble, which he should have, and he'll never explain why he gave it to The Rock in the first place. Hopefully he does. Just waiting for that. That's it.
Man, they got like another what,
5 weeks.
5 weeks. So yeah,
5 weeks.
5 weeks to explain it. They got to work day and night to make it all connect. They have to. But
They have
yeah,
to. I mean, this is it. This is it. If you still have plot holes going in, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm still gonna come back to saying that was the worst creative, moments. Some of the few worst creative moments this year already. You gotta explain yourself.
yeah,
Like,
everything that you're
did you
doing.
sell? Yeah, you sold your soul to the devil or something. Like say something. Like, oh, maybe he promised me
Yeah,
a match at a specific place or something. Just something stupid, but just explain yourself.
yeah,
So
and then yeah,
hopefully he does.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, man. I still feel it. I got another few weeks to go. But to your point, man, if they don't explain themselves, like huge plot hole. We
Yeah.
don't like those.
um So obviously that was that, and the fact that The Rock and Roman weren't there, I didn't really like either. I thought because this is such a big event, I mean, yes, do you fly your guys out 20 hours just to make a appearance on the mic? I think so. Why not? This is for Australia.
AJ did it, bro.
They don't get to see it. Yeah, AJ did it exactly. Let's get into that next. Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. All big stars in their own right. Um, I thought the match was decent. I thought it could have been better in terms of building up each person's story or possibility to win. But instead, they kind of just like, hey, let me just set up 3 matches for WrestleMania. And the outcome is to have Drew win anyway. So let me just use it to set up 3 matches for WrestleMania, which they did.
What did you think about the pace of the match?
A little slow. You thought it was quick?
No, it was slow as I thought it was like a retirement committee going in there. Everyone's back was
Yeah.
out, someone's knee was out, someone's elbow was out. Oh, come on. Like, I get it. You have to do that in order to set up Drew because it's too much star power for them to lose clean. I get that. Like, Bobby Lashley is ginormous. Like, oh, my elbows hurt.
He was he was eliminated first, and yes, he was attacked by what is it? The Final Testament,
Yeah.
New Testament. What are they called? I don't even know what they're called. The Middle Testament.
Yeah.
They
The
were
low
they were
testament.
attacked by the Middle
Yeah.
Testament. They were attacked by the low
Little
testicles.
testicles, yeah. Yeah.
They were attacked by the low testicles on SmackDown the night before, quote unquote, right? Which they taped last week. So he was selling the elbow injury, which was fine. But you're telling me the almighty Bobby Lashley got eliminated first so
Not
easily?
so mighty.
Come on.
Come on, man.
Not so mighty. The low mighty.
Not so
The
mighty
low
Bobby
testicle.
Lashley, man. Come on. Yeah, honestly. And then LA Knight thing made sense to me because that was my like a prediction of mine as well. Like that was just gonna happen and it makes sense. And I want to be that level of petty
Mhm.
AJ is. He flew out 20
That you
hours. Yeah,
fly.
20 hours to beat the crap out of someone and then come back. Like I'm here for that type of AJ style. That's a TNA AJ Styles. And that's what I want to see.
Okay, now do you put AJ and LA Knight in a one-on-one match, or do you add them into the United States title match? Because now you have Logan Paul using the brass knuckles on Randy, which we didn't know. Randy had no storyline going into WrestleMania, so now you throw him in a US title match, which is fine. And then Kevin Owens is still intertwined with Logan Paul, so we were talking about him getting a US title match rematch. So you got 3 guys now. Do you throw LA Knight and AJ into a multi-man match for the US, or do you have them have their one-on-one? Because I think that does nothing for either men if they do a one-on-one.
Yeah. I so I think it's just gonna be the one-on-one rivalry. Is just another element to the match or the night, I should say. And I don't know how many matches they have set up really for WrestleMania 1, night 1 and 2. So I can see that being a separate match just for them to duke it out. And again, like one losing, wouldn't. I feel like it would just like mess them up. Someone winning wouldn't do anything. So I get what you're trying to say about like not doing anything, but
So LA Knight wins. You know, LA Knight has to win. AJ Styles doesn't need to win anymore. He doesn't need titles. He doesn't need wins. He's just putting people over now.
mhm,
And LA Knight should get the win. But what does that do for him? What's next? Why not? They can, if you put LA Knight and AJ in the multi-man, let's say ladder match for the US title with Logan Paul, you can still have them duke it out and fight each other
mhm.
in their little rivalry, and then still have them in a really high-profile match.
Yeah. I mean,
So that's just my take.
who's in this ladder match? You think?
Well, like we said, Logan Paul is the United States champion, so
Yes.
he Randy Orton's now in it. Kevin Owens is now in it, and then if you put LA Knight and AJ Styles in it, that makes it 5-man multi-man ladder match. You can even throw in a random person to make it 6.
Ivar.
Yeah, throw in Ivar or Bronson Reed. Throw in Bronson
Throwing
Reed.
Bronson Reed. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to have a
So you
match,
throw
right?
all these guys into a
hmm
match. Yeah, I mean he had a
Yeah,
kid,
yeah. Congrats,
so
by the way.
he was supposed to be in the elimination chamber. Yeah, he was supposed to be in the elimination chamber, so he wasn't able to do that. But he'll get his time and see what does he do at WrestleMania now. You get, at least throw him in a match. I mean, you can make this. I'd rather see a ladder match than a singles match
Right.
or some kind of fatal 5-way or something. You know, something more interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, man. No, I could. That'd be so cool. Like, I would love Ricochet if he was in that match though too. But you know, with the
Yeah, to
ladder
do
match, yeah,
their high profiles. Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
that'd be pretty
So
sick.
how do we get their mate? You know, and you can't put Gunther in a multi-man ladder match, or maybe you can because multiple people might be deserving. Maybe he's like, oh, I beat everyone on in one-on-one matches. Maybe it's time I defend my title against everyone that wants a shot, and then let me prove to them that I can still beat them. So then at this point, for Gunther, you can include Bronson Reed, Ricochet, Chad Gable, all the people that he beat before in like a one more chance type of thing, and have Gunther prove he can beat everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Because again, it's all messed up, right? Because he was gonna have a match with Brock. I don't know how true that is, but I don't know if that was like a dream matchup or whatever. But yeah, with that now gone, yeah, it's got to be like a it's got to be someone who's more credible. Like I don't really know who's credible for the Intercontinental Championship aside from Braun Breaker. Um,
Well, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's a
We
great.
we talked about Sami Zayn last time, getting his
Yes,
moment.
yes.
So
And that will be awesome. And then yes, having that Daniel Bryan moment, maybe winning again. You know, like it would be kind of crazy, right? Having Sami Zayn having a Daniel Bryan moment, R Truth having a um that moment as well. So that would make it really interesting. But how many people can really have a storybook ending, right? 3, 4, 5. You know,
right,
it's a lot of people. So it'd be, you know, it's just interesting to see. I guess, but you have 2 nights, so I guess you could do something like that. But it's a lot of storybook finish endings.
right, and then at that point, if you do a U.S. title match multi-man, I don't want to see an Intercontinental multi-man. You know,
Exactly,
so
exactly.
they have to really do this right. So it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
But I think the U.S. title makes more sense because Logan is more intertwined with multiple people at this point.
Yes, Kev. Yes.
Otherwise, he's just gonna face Randy. Yeah,
Yeah, and it wouldn't make too much sense, right? Randy versus Logan Paul, just by. Oh, I mean, I get the rivalry sense because, like, you saw that coming from a mile away. Him punching Randy in the face.
yeah.
Yeah,
So the thing is though, they missed their opportunity to have Megastar versus Megastar, man. Come on, just have LA Knight beat him. That was the ultimate chance to get one of your top guys who's not WWE Championship material just yet to hold a mid card title and get bigger in the next year. But I still predict LA Knight wins the title this year, one
it's
way or
it's a
another. Maybe
it's
SummerSlam.
a lot of sporadic rivalries that are happening. I don't want to use the word random because I'm sure there's a thought process behind it, but it's a lot of different things happening all at once that I'm still not seeing clearly. But you know, I'm a fan. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so hopefully they kind of iron out their little issues, and going into WrestleMania, it's more clear cut, and they have to be
Clear
clear
cut.
cut. It can't be John. Yeah, it can't be John Cena sitting in the crowd waiting for the Undertaker to pop out again. You know what I mean?
I think I shit my pants if that were to happen. And then Undertaker lose again to
John
Super Cena.
lose again. Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Just to shove it down our throats. But yeah, Drew winning the match was well deserved. I think he should beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and that's nothing on Seth. I think Seth has done enough. You know what I mean? It's time for someone else to just take the reins and have him rest a little bit. Seth, he's more than carried Monday Night Raw for 1 year. So
Yeah, and yeah, man.
kudos to Seth.
Kudos to Seth. Again, twists and turns. Hope I'm looking for the twists and turns. Hope something crazy happens. Um, who knows who's gonna interrupt, have Drew win, because most of the wins that Drew high profile wins Drew has been having. Did I say that right? he has been he has
Has
had
been having. Yeah,
English not so much. So all the matches that he had so far, the high profile matches, he's had some sort of indirect help, because the person that's interfering really has a problem with the person Drew is facing, not necessarily with, you know, Drew himself or whatever. So yeah,
right,
so all
right.
the indirect help he's had helped him win the matches, even up until LA Knight getting, pinned by Drew. You had Randy getting pinned by Drew. That way, Drew,
Right.
yeah,
It's always someone else.
yeah, with the high profile wins, So it doesn't make the other person that's lost to Drew weak, because he's had help, but it also makes Drew move forward. And I think that's how Drew's going to win against Seth. By, again, it's a high profile win. So you can't have Cody beat him 4 times, 3 times, and then Drew also beat him. Then, so it would have to be some sort of help that Drew gets against Seth. I don't think it's a clean win by any mean
At
at
WrestleMania, you
WrestleMania.
mean? Okay, I'm gonna go the opposite
Okay.
way, just because I think Drew. It's finally time for Drew to have his little
Hmm.
moment, and I think people are gonna cheer him winning the title
Right, 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 right.
cleanly. But I do agree to your point, because every high-profile win in the past few months that Drew has had has been of help,
Yes.
and I won't be surprised if that happens. I would just go the opposite way, because I think Drew himself was waiting for that WrestleMania moment cleanly, as a heel or a baby
Hmm.
face, in front of a live crowd again. So we'll see. Both ways are okay, you know?
Man, just one more thing, just to go back. Now you really enticed me, like going back to our truth. How did I forget about him, man? Like, because I was, you know why? I was so taken back by Tyler Bates' performance. I was like, I want to see him back in WrestleMania. But
I mean, it's okay to have hard-ons.
heart, hard on,
Hard-ons. Hard-ons.
dude. No, you're right, totally. Our truth, man. I can't wait to see him.
I mean, that's his.
What was that?
I mean, we're gonna cry if he holds the
I
title.
can't wait for him to say, like, I beat Roman Reigns for the world title. Like, I want him to say something
Yeah,
crazy, like wild, something wild.
on like the next, like the the Monday
Yeah,
after
yeah,
Raw,
yeah,
right? He comes out. He's like, I'm the WWE Universal Heavyweight
yeah,
Champion, and then Cody comes out and
yeah,
laughs because he's gonna
yeah. And then
win.
he brings the
And then
title.
Cody's like, yeah. And then Cody comes out and they shake hands or
Yeah,
something, and then R-Truth goes like, "We beat Roman Reigns," you
yeah.
know?
And then high fives Miz.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it's like, wait, Miz, why are you holding a title too?
And they,
I beat
and then
Roman
they're gonna be
Reigns.
like, and then our truth goes like, main event tonight to unify the 3 titles.
Yeah. I can see it all happening. I'm just, yeah, it sounds like
Oh
him,
my god.
but I think the crowd will be there for it.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
One more thing about the men's elimination chamber. Did you think Randy's injury was real or kayfabe? A work.
It was definitely a work, man. It had to be.
He was selling
Yeah,
that
yeah. He
back.
had to sell it.
Yeah, I thought it was a work too.
Again, he's like too, like, again, high profile for him to lose clean, you know. And it makes sense, like he's straggling behind, his back hurts, people taking advantage of his back. All the moves that he does is like all back related that he does, all his moves, all of them.
Right. And then he had the fusion. Like he's just selling
Yeah.
the back, and it's an elimination chamber, So he's just trying to make it seem worse than it is. And I don't know. I don't think even if he
Hmm.
tweaked it, he's still gonna get through WrestleMania. Yeah, I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, and honestly, I really couldn't tell, because if his back was really tweaked, right? It makes sense. It had to be, because out of nowhere, right? That's his whole. thing. And him grabbing onto the knee
Right.
pads and he does the RKO. I didn't see that coming. I loved that twist personally. I didn't see it coming at all. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. What if he won this way? Um, but then Logan Paul, as soon as Logan Paul got eliminated, and I'm not even sure if I mentioned it last week, but I felt like, they were going to have some sort of a stupid rivalry. But I think the more and more we talk about Randy Orton, um, it makes sense that he does have his WrestleMania moment where he doesn't lose one on one. It is has to be in that sort of environment. So I get what you're saying and I agree with that. With
Yeah. So I think well, with
yeah,
it being
yeah,
a work, yeah, he's just selling. He's just being a
yeah.
professional about it. So I mean, he's been doing this for decades. So, um, but we'll see. We'll see going into WrestleMania. I don't know if he gets his one-on-one match or if we make this a multi-man.
What
So,
about
um,
your take though? Like, what do you think? Like, if it was a work, do you think he didn't tweak it a little bit at all?
no, I thought it was a work. Yeah, yeah, I thought it was a work. I thought he was a professional, and I think even if he tweaked it, he's still gonna be okay. So I think he was just being a professional and selling all the
Hmm.
moves there. So he'll be okay. Uh, Last match of the night and the main event. At first, I was surprised that they made this the main event, but obviously, Triple H loves to give people their hometown moment now, so it was well deserved for Rhea Ripley. She came out to a crazy ovation as any hometown superstar would get, and I just don't like the idea of Nia Jax being in the main event. But going back to the point you made in the beginning, she had a great showing, and it was fine as a main event for this specific pay per view. And I was fine with both of their performances. We were giving Nia Jax her
Yeah,
flowers recently, and so give her a high profile match against Jade at WrestleMania at this point. Because talking about Nia Jax, because Rhea has Becky now, and it was obviously the right move having Rhea win, and they really showcased what they can do.
yeah. You know, Nia seemed like a more credible threat than Becky after Becky lost. So I don't know what that really does for Becky as a main event opponent. Um, Not a main event opponent, but as an opponent to Rhea Ripley. Um, doesn't really make sense necessarily, but given what they have, I get it. And I do agree, like, if Jade was where, if she was to have like a WrestleMania moment, it would be against Nia Jax. It would be, you know, like a power, like a Titan versus Titan match kind of thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I do like Nia Jax being in the main event. I think it was her test from what she was last year to like, hey, this is your test. You're gonna main event freaking Elimination Chamber, and she showed up. And if you notice, go back and watch. When she got pinned, she said thank you to Rhea. And I don't know if she said something else, but to me, when she mouthed when Rhea was pinning her, she said thank you.
Oh, so she's Shawn Michaels, and then Rhea Ripley is Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Oh
it's the
no, sorry,
opposite.
opposite. Nia
And they
Jax
pinned
is
each
Ric
other
Flair.
just like how Rick and Sean did. It was great. Same moves, same outfit.
Well, I did same outfit. Yeah, same exact outfit. In those Heartbreak Kid
Yeah,
long pants,
yeah,
right?
right. Same chains. It's all the same.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine her wearing that?
Can you
I don't
imagine
think so.
him wearing that? I imagine Ric Flair wearing Rhea's outfit,
Yeah, all
dyeing
the
the
time, right?
hair.
God, we're getting canceled. Another hater
Can't
coming
wait.
up. Feminism
Yes.
at its best. um, yeah, but I did like the match because it felt very, although predictable, right? We know Rhea's winning this. I thought the structure of the match was very good. They played it safe, but safe is good
Mhm.
for Nia Jax. We want Nia
Yeah.
Jax to be safe. She was dominating throughout the whole match. It was the heel doing the most heel work, kind of um, egging the comeback of
Mhm.
the babyface, kind of like John Cena matches. It felt like a John Cena
Okay.
match to me, where the heel is just very strong. Three-fourths through the match, they get like a Super Cena moment, and then they do everything in their power to defeat
Mhm.
the heel. And I thought that's what happened here. in a good
Yeah.
way.
Man, I'm proud of Nia, like for what she was able to accomplish with the time that she had to build a rivalry with, to now you can say Rhea is a high profile wrestler at a young
She's up
age as
there.
well,
That's
with
right.
Becky. And the fact that Nia could keep up with both of them, not disregarding, but regarding the hate that she gets about botching stuff and whatnot. You don't really know what goes behind the scene. I'm just I'm happy for her to be showing, that level of skill at her size, and at her I don't want to say the wrong thing, but like at her size, like to pull off the yeah,
Yeah, size.
to
Yeah.
pull off the moves that she pulled off. It was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, kudos to her, and I hope she
Mhm.
continues to improve because I don't think anyone really hates her, as a superstar wrestler. She just needs to touch up on her promos, not make it seem so like
Yes.
monotone, static, or like kind of whiny. It just needs to be more fluid in terms of her promos, and right now she's dominating in the ring and doing what, the more sizable, like
Mhm.
giant superstars would do, quote unquote. And I think she's playing her role well, so let's just have her
Yeah.
keep getting
Yeah.
better. That's fine.
Agreed.
All right, but final thoughts. Elimination Chamber, I for me, I thought it was mid. I thought they played it safe, right? Like I said in the beginning, predictable, but predictable does not always mean bad. I just thought it was very neutral in a pay-per-view, and I hope WrestleMania just exceeds my expectations this year, so we'll see.
We did forget one match. I don't know if we talked about the Kabuki Warriors and Indy and Candice. Yeah, the kickoff
The
match.
kickoff, I like to forget
Yeah.
about that stuff.
I will say one quick thing about it. I thought um Candice and Indy really, did well. Um, I just want, I want them to also build on that. Hopefully they're a legitimate tag team. They have some sort of like a presence a little bit, not too much. Because they came up to a main roster for a reason. I just want them to, you know, keep going. So yeah, you're right. There's not much to
Right.
talk about, and I'm not a huge fan of Kabuki Warriors. Um,
Who takes the title off the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania, or who doesn't? Who faces them? I guess that's the only thing we can
hmm,
talk about in this match because they were throwing Indy in there because of the
yes, yes, of
Australian home
course.
crowd, obviously. So that's the only reason they got the match. But who faces them? Who's a threat? I mean, these tag team championships are useless. So you need someone credible now to
I
make
don't
it
really know, man. Like,
to
I
make it
don't
good.
know. It would have to be Caden again. With like,
You think
I mean,
so?
I don't really
Oh,
know. Like, who's a viable tag team? Um,
well, I think the only person still intertwined with damage control and making, kind of always in the spotlight with damage control or the new version of damage control is Bianca. But here's the problem. I want Bianca to be in a match
mhm.
with Tiffany, right? So if they get a one-on-one match, then now Bianca, there's no chance for
All
Bianca to
right,
win the
yeah.
tag team championships. And the person who can team up with Bianca is maybe Naomi because Naomi doesn't have anything going into WrestleMania. And now you got like a Sasha slash Naomi type tag team again to take the titles and make it credible. But then Naomi's in the same position as the reason why she left in the first place because she got those tag team titles and didn't like it.
Yeah,
So,
you don't want to
you
go
know,
back doing the same thing again. Who would Kabuki Warriors really lose to? I don't know, man. I don't really see anybody that's interesting enough as a tag team. But maybe I'll do some digging myself just to see like who would be credible. Like, because we're gonna get into WrestleMania very soon, um, and talk about that event and potential matches, and the matches that do happen. Who are the what the possible outcomes are. So leading up to it, we'll definitely talk about it a little bit more. So yeah, we'll see. Nothing. I'm not excited for it, but we'll see.
yeah, I'm not excited for it just yet. I'm waiting for them to iron out all
Hmm.
their little details. Man, I can't just wait week by week to wait for them to explain it to me. Like everything's in front of me, but it's like they're not throwing it. It's like if it's like throwing if if they have all the Avengers there and they don't explain their backstory,
Yeah. What is?
what Avengers is it? it's kind of like Justice League. That's what the
Yeah,
flaw was.
patience.
Everyone assumed that you knew
Hmm.
who the Flash was. Everyone assumed you knew who Cyborg was, but then you just throw them in a movie and you don't explain their story much, and that's what happens. It
Another way you
bombs.
can kind of take a look at it is like, patience, because like what the Avengers did, you know, to use them as an example would be like patience, right? Like they built on the characters, and the Justice League is pretty much like, they assumed we wouldn't have any patience, and they just put out this hodgepodge of like of movies. But I hope that's what they're doing with WrestleMania is like explaining a little bit of the plot holes. Hopefully this happens before. If not, if it happens after WrestleMania, it better be something that's going to set them up for the next WrestleMania. I don't really, yeah,
Just something.
anything, like just put it together now, man. As
Something.
we're talking about it, put something together.
Exactly. These writers better be working overtime to explain to the fans what's going on. And there are some fans who don't care, but I care. So they're I hope they really explain themselves. But hopefully they make me more excited in the next few weeks as they have better storylines. But we'll get into it in our next few couple of podcasts that we do leading up
Hey, man,
into
we can also
WrestleMania
do
season.
our take too. What do you think? We could make up some fake things and see like what the plot holes could be. Like why did they what could be the reason he's saying but not today? And honestly, like just makes zero. Like, right?
Zero.
Yeah. You're right.
Zero.
There's no
There's
reason.
no reason, and that's why I want an explanation because I
Yeah, I can't
can't
even
think of one,
speculate.
and I can't assume. Right? Like, why would you say that, dumbass?
Honestly, that's what Triple H probably. But that's what Cody probably did. Is like, what am I doing? So stupid.
What am I doing? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Inbreds, come on.
Oof.
But this was our Elimination Chamber review. Again, we are at TB Wrestling Casuals. Give us a thumbs up. Click subscribe on the bottom right hand corner, and just keep following us, and we'll
Yeah,
put out more
man. Let
content.
us know what you guys think about the matches as well. Like, what did you think about leading up to it? What do you think the rivals are going to be in WrestleMania? You give us your take.
Yeah, man. Leave a comment and hate on us. Hate on the guy on the right some more. I guess. Are
I
you on
am
the
on
right?
the right. Yes,
I guess.
I
We'll
am.
see.
Bye.
All right. Till next time. Peace.